Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's Wraith here, back with another video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to improve your aim extremely fast and extremely efficiently, getting the best aim you possibly can. And yes, you guys know I'm a huge advocate of Kovacs, but this will be actually an in-game trainer and one that all of you guys can use, whether you're on controller, keyboard and mouse, don't have Kovacs, whatever the case is. I'll leave the code in the link to the description, or when I'm in the map, you can just look at the top of the screen. But if you're looking forward to this video, make sure you slap a like button on it, comment what you want to see for a future video, hit that subscribe button, use creator code WraithFN in the item shop, and make sure to watch until the end, because I guarantee you, if you do these every single day, your aim will improve so much that people won't even be able to handle you. There's a code right there, but let's get right into the video. So when you first load into the map, you have basically a bunch of weapons you can choose from. I normally choose what I have in game, so attack, AR, sometimes an SMG, just because there's some tracking courses. And then I personally like to grab a heavy sniper and a combat, just because combat's really easy to reload, and obviously it's not in the game anymore, but it's just super nice to practice with. In my opinion, you guys don't have to, it's kind of your choice. But basically there's a bunch of different ones you can do. Like you can do tracking, you can do tile frenzy, you can like update the walls, choose backgrounds, there's practice courses, there's edit courses, box fighting, everything basically in this. But my favorite are the tracking and flick shots, as well as I guess the tile frenzy. But first we're going to go into the reaction one, and this is by far my favorite aim trainer in the world, in the game, like not besides Kovacs. And basically all you have to do is click start and like shoot it with your gun, and all you're going to do is keep your crosshair in the middle of that box and basically practice flicking onto your opponent, well, which in this case is a zombie. This is really good just to create that muscle memory of knowing how much you have to move your mouse to get that flick going and get that proper flick. And like I said, you can switch between the attack, you can switch between the combat, and then if you'd like to, I personally do this a couple of times, is basically try and edit and then shoot, so it's a little bit more realistic, where obviously it's a little bit harder to do and you're gonna mess up quite a bit, but it is really satisfying getting those kills and just being able to edit, or even crouch behind a wall or something simple like that and just get the kill, because obviously in game you're not always going to be flicking with no builds. But again, if you just want to practice normal, that is completely up to you. It's completely your choice, and you kind of don't really got to do what I do. So there's the back to lobby on every single one, so you just shoot that again. Now we're going to go to the popcorn one, which in my opinion is a very good one again. So you're going to want to shoot the start button. It's the same thing for everything, and obviously no zombies are going to appear, so if anything ever happens like this, you're going to just look around and look for something like that where it says flick shots or tracking. And then this is a really good one just to kind of get used to your flick shot / tracking. I like to start with a flick shot, get used to it, and then go to the tracking. So you can use your AR, you can use your combat, you can use your SMG, even whatever you want to use. I personally like to switch between my AR and combat. It just kind of gives me a really good feel, and basically allows you to just kind of lock on to that enemy, lock on and get that, again, just mouse feel or controller feel, to know how much you have to move your mouse or joystick to lock onto that target. And it's really good practice just to kind of, like I said, create that muscle memory to learn how to do it as well as improve it. And trust me, like I said at the start of this video, if you do these things every single day, like if you don't have Kovacs or something like that, if you spend 30 minutes a day or 45 minutes a day or even plus, like if you do an hour and a half, I guarantee you your tracking, your flick shots, everything will be way better. So now we're going to switch to the tracking, and it's basically the same thing, except the bots have a little bit more health, and all you're going to want to do is track them with your AR. And this is honestly one of my favorite tracking ones, just because it's basically like, I find in the game, if I shoot someone down or if they're in the launch pad, that's where your tracking really shows. Like, yeah, you can track someone with your SMG or something like that, and that's good tracking, but if you can kill someone when they're in the air, or if they're falling from a building, you can hit them like 3 or 4 times, that truly shows that you have goated aim, and those kills can matter so much. Or even storm damage if you're playing custom games, or in the like tournaments this weekend that are coming up, if you can play in them and you can get a free kill in the air, trust me, huge thing. So now we're going to go to this other like kind of tracking, bouncing SMG one, and again you just want to click the start one, and this one's more geared towards your SMG tracking. Personally, I wouldn't spend too much time on this, because SMG tracking isn't too important. Like obviously it is important to have a good ability of tracking with your SMG and close range tracking, but in my opinion, especially right now with the meta, like a lot of people don't really even use SMGs unless you're controller, just because obviously it's a little bit easier to close range track. But in my opinion, a lot of people are just running pump AR or just straight up AR tac. But some people, if you guys do like the SMG, or even if you want to spend 5 extra minutes, in my opinion, it is obviously good to do. There's no wrong way to like practice your aim. Like if you're, well, there obviously is, but if you're practicing your aim like this, you're still improving, you're still getting better, and you're still getting better aim in general. So in my opinion, if you want to do this, spend 5 minutes, whatever the case is, just doing that one, but it's not really a necessity. Then in tracking, we're going to horizontal, and you guys probably know this one. This one's like the Mongrel Classic aim trainer, I guess you could say, where basically all you do is just track the zombie around this kind of course, I guess you could say, and all you want to do is practice keeping your crosshairs locked on the zombie. It's not the easiest thing, but it also isn't the hardest thing. And yes, obviously this isn't completely game realistic, but it just helps you overall tracking. And again, same with that launchpad play, or someone's running in the open and you can hit some easy shots on them. Just having your crosshair on that person just increases your chance at getting more damage or even killing the person. Yes, obviously bloom is a factor, but sometimes bloom can go your way and you can get a triple head dink. Sometimes bloom might not go your way and you might not get any damage, but just having that ability to always be tracked on the opponent will increase your chances at getting the kill. So if you shoot that kind of skeet or whatever, I forget what it was, it basically changes to this, and this one's very, very difficult in my opinion, and it basically just spawns the zombies and throws them across the screen. And this one's very hard to track. It's also a little bit laggy, but it's still a really good way to improve your tracking. And like I said, this one's really, really hard, but it is similar to, I'd say the biggest one would be like launchpad flying, or is someone low launch pads or something like that. That is the best indicator of this map, but this one's really, really good to improve your fast tracking. But like I said, it is a little bit difficult, so if you can't do this one, don't worry, just stick to the classic tracking ones and then move on to this when you feel more confident. So then, same as every map, once you're done with it, you're just going to shoot the back to lobby, and then I'm going to show you guys the vertical, and it's basically the same as a horizontal, just obviously vertical. And this one, again, just work on your placement of your crosshair on the zombie's body. You just want to be on it the entire time. Obviously head if you can, but that's going to be pretty difficult to keep it on the head the entire time. But you just want to work on getting as many damage shots as possible on the zombie before it dies. Now obviously sometimes bloom, you're just going to get unlucky, like I said in the one before, but you just want to practice that crosshair placement and keeping it on it the entire time, because that will help you have the best odds at basically getting the kill. So I'll quickly show you these Tower Frenzy ones. In my opinion, I don't really like these ones a ton, but it's all up to you and basically how much you guys kind of want to spend on this. I don't really like this one this much. I'd rather work on the flick shot ones or the tracking one, but that's just my personal opinion. I use Kovacs over top of like these ones, like especially Tower Frenzy Mini and just normal Tower Frenzy. But if you guys want, you guys can do this one for, again, like 5 minutes. I personally don't recommend it. I just wanted to show it off. But basically this one is like, if you guys don't know what Kovacs is, it's basically an aim trainer off the game, and all this is basically copied Kovacs, but again, it's just for free. You don't have to do it. This one is just a jumbo version of it. This one I actually don't mind doing. I don't really like the Tower Frenzy Mini, but the Tower Frenzy overall is just not bad. It just helps you basically lock on. But again, it's not going to be that relevant to Fortnite. Even Tower Frenzy in actual Kovacs isn't that relevant to overall Fortnite. It just helps your mouse control. But if you guys want to throw this into your kind of warm-up or whatever the case is for like 2 to 3 minutes, hey, up to you, or even more, up to you. But basically after this, we're going to go to the practice course, and this is what I told you guys would be worth it. This is basically just the practice course that I said at the end of the video to stick around for, because it's worth it. And I will be making a full video on this practice course because it is extremely overpowered. But basically what you'll do here is, I personally don't really like follow what you're supposed to do. I just kind of like doing whatever I personally like doing, just to get the best amount of practice towards me. And it's basically an edit course mixed in with like basically shooting the entire time. And hey, don't make fun of me, my edits aren't that good right now. This is my first game of the morning. I haven't warmed up. This is basically my warm-up. But yeah, it's basically just an edit course where you go in and practice your editing, shooting, as well as just overall fighting. This one I really, really like. It's basically the Mongrel Classic, where if you guys don't know, he takes the walls, throw the ramp in, and then he gets the shot off. And this one's a little bit whack just because sometimes your ramp doesn't go in. Like a lot of the time, you have to look directly at the ground to make sure your ramp puts in, or even your wall. Like for example right there, I know I had it in, but hey, it doesn't really matter. It's just overall, again, good for your muscle memory and practicing. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Like I said, I'll make a full video on this kind of practice course later on, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you slap a like button on it, comment what you want to see for a future video, hit that subscribe button, make sure you guys are using creator code WraithFN in the item shop. And if this did help you out, again, like I said, just do it. Like, spend 30 minutes a day and it will heavily improve your aim. So see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.